How are we doing today? Nice to see you. Today, we're talking about photography. Stick around. All right, so hey, here I am to talk about my new addiction. Now, I purchased this T5i to get better video. I figured, really nice camera for video, checked all the reviews, and said, you know what, I'm going to get that puppy. Had a good price on it. It's worth getting, right? So I got the T5i and started making videos with it. And it worked, relatively well. And I've gotten better with using it for video. Now, recently, I've started going out and taking photos with it, and which is what it's actually meant for. And you know what? I quite enjoy it. It is actually super fun to go out and take photos. And I know this isn't news to most people because they just go out and take photos with their camera. And that's what it's for. So anyway, recently I went out and did, I guess what you would consider street photography. I went out and walked around Wilmington, North Carolina, and took a bunch of pictures, just walking around, relaxing, taking pictures. And I'll tell you what, it was a ton of fun. And I got some really, really good pictures, surprisingly, for an amateur, which is exactly what I am. I'm a super amateur with photography and video, but just for walking around and just watching what's going on around you and just taking pictures, you get some pretty good pictures. And it was a real relaxing day. Had a great time. Downtown Wilmington is really nice. There's a lot to see. It's a nice walking area. And after I did some walking around Wilmington, I went to an old cemetery, Oakdale Cemetery, which was opened in 1852. So there's some pretty old grave sites there. And that was super nice, just walking around in there. It was very peaceful, obviously. I wasn't bothering any of the neighbors. They didn't mind me walking around taking pictures, so that was cool. And just had a really good day. It was really relaxing, just going out and taking pictures. I mean, it was a lot of fun, and therapeutic. So yeah, when I think about this camera that I use it for, video, I feel like I just was not really getting everything I could out of it. So now that I'm out taking photographs with it, actual photographs, it's a lot of fun. I didn't change lenses. I just had this 50mm lens on the camera, and it's the 50mm STM lens, which is about 80mm with a crop factor. And it was a pretty good walking around lens. I probably could have put my 24 on there and gotten a little wider angle, but it worked out great. I didn't no zooming or anything. It forced me to stop, slow down, frame my shots, and didn't really have to do a lot of cropping when I got home. I framed them the way I wanted them. And it was nice practice using the camera and figuring out settings where I needed to be. I mostly used shutter priority while I was walking around because I figured I want to stop action. Well, my aperture is nice for depth of field and everything, but the shutter speed, it was super important, especially if I was catching a moving subject or if something happened in front of me. I figured, hey, if I have it set to, 200, 250 on the shutter speed, I can stop that action and get a good picture. And it worked out great. And when I went to the cemetery, I moved it over to aperture priority and did a little more depth of field because nothing was really moving there. So didn't have to worry about anything running away from me. Yeah, great stuff. Really enjoyed it. Super enjoyed taking photos. And I think I'm going to spend more time doing that. Just the peacefulness of walking around and talking to people and seeing the way people do things. It's really cool. If you're a people watcher, which I never really have been a people watcher, but I found myself watching what was going on around me and trying to photograph things that that were interesting, and it worked out pretty good. I mean, I didn't get, you know, a ton of great shots, but I got a couple of good ones, and I was pretty happy with them. But yeah, just a real quick video about me finding out that my T5i not only works for video, but it also works for photographs. Duh. Yeah, of course, it takes really good photographs for, you know, inexpensive camera. But yeah, so that's it. I'm going to run a little slideshow of some of the photos I took. I hope you enjoy, and we'll see you next time. Y'all have a great one. Bye.